Hello, everybody. Shelley Week here. It is November 12th, 2019. This is call number 2 for our November Zero to Hero. And I do want to hear from you guys. I know we've got a smaller number attending tonight because there's a conflict with another training that Pampered Chef is doing about doing virtual block parties. And so that's awesome because those of us who are in the Zero to Hero who are taking that training can come back and share that with us, and I'm eager to hear their tips about block parties. So what we did last week is we kind of got ourselves started with online parties. We talked about why to do them, how to book them. We talked about what else last week? We talked about how to stay out of Facebook jail. We looked at Post My Party a little bit. So my quick question for you guys, just to recap a smidge, is how did you do with the homework of booking those parties, and or what did you implement from last week's training? Real quick little recap and share. Mary Lou, Eve, do you have anything you want to give us feedback about from last week?
Well, I was trying to make 30 contacts a day. Didn't quite make that, but I did contact about 50, I don't have my list, about 55 people since last week.
Wonderful.
So, well, at least that I messaged that many people, and over half of them I've heard back from. I've gotten one booking.
Okay.
One booking and several, about 5 or 6, not now, but later, and I'm trying to follow up and trying to get a response. I asked, okay, when would be a better time? They were saying not now. And so I'm still waiting for some responses on that part. They're like, oh, not now, and then they won't tell me when is a better time. But a couple of them did.
Okay.
For later on.
Have a specific comeback for not now? Or do you need a specific comeback for if they say I'm too busy right now?
So if they say they're too busy right now, then I ask them when would be a better time, and then I also ask, okay, I tell them, do you have anybody that you're looking to buy gifts for? Do you want for Christmas or holidays? So if there's anything that you're looking for, November is a great month to do that. So this is a time to get those gifts for free or at a discount to get things for your family. So.
Super, especially with did you guys see the gift sets? I mean, there's some major gift sets that are available that are not getting a lot of chatter, but so very good point. So you're asking kind of when are you available, and offering to let them place an order. One of the things that I've been saying to folks is, yeah, it's a busy time, but my online parties, which are super flexible, they basically go with you wherever you have your cell phone. They're all about helping you get prepared and help you for making your Thanksgiving Day celebration meal. And I've been asking them, would you like to attend? Because what I decided, I do have hosts for online parties this month, but I'm doing one myself in my VIP page starting this Friday. We start on a Friday, and I recommend if you guys are kind of needing more bookings to do that, you hold your own online party. You get to be the host, and you invite folks. So when they say, I don't want to host, you say, okay, well, how would you like to come to one? And you treat yourself like a host. All the tips we're going to learn today about helping your host and invite less people to that Thanksgiving-themed online party. And then as they get going or as they get committed to it and interested in it, you can say, oh, by the way, you can invite your friends. And then they start doing that. You say, by the way, let me make you a link. And ta-da, that morphs into your own block party. So you've got Sally who says, no, I'm too busy to host. Does not really even realize how little time it takes. Then would you like to attend? You add Sally into your VIP group, encourage her to bring her friends, and then offer her to make a link. And then you put her link, Sally, and here's her link, and you just line up those additional people who want to do that, because hello, this month, orders at least $200, which is what you're getting at, Eve. Just do your holiday shopping and let me get you a choice at 60% off and another choice at half off. That's with a minimum $200 party, right? So you hosting your own could really lead to having 5 or 6 or more hosts that start this Friday. Okay? And if you wanted to, I'll tell you a little sneaky secret. Do another one of your own next Friday, the 22nd, 15th, 22nd, and then let that just make it throughout. Hello, Miss Bonnie Jean. We're just getting started.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Good. We were just sharing if you implemented anything from last week and had successes or what you ran into. So Mary Lou, how about you? Thank you, Eve, for sharing. And congratulations on making 55 contacts and having half of them reply. That's marvelous. Did you keep track on your tracker?
Yes, I've got it on my tracker. I didn't add up for sure. I know there were 55 that I contacted, and then how many responded. I marked which ones did. I haven't added up those yet, but they're marked.
But your sheet is filling up with dates. That's the objective.
Yep.
First contact, second contact, third contact. And it's portable. Take it along with you. How about you, Mary Lou? How did you do on your contacts? I know you have your first solo party in progress as well. Anything that you're implementing that you learned last week that you want to share with us, or news about how you did with your contacts?
Well, you sent me that 4-in-1 sheet.
Every 4,
Yeah.
Yep.
But the sheet that you keep showing is like a running list sheet, and I still don't have that one.
Okay, so those are 2 different resources. One, look, this is what you're referring to. So this is your ability. This is your sheet to keep track of your contacts, and we call this your. There's 25 spots on here, and then several down here for recruiting. Okay, so that if you look in the virtual party support group and just search for tracking or contact, you will find that. Okay, and then the one you're talking about, this one is
that one
is how to track your actual parties, and this is the one I want you to you write that your host, and it's the date of the party, the virtual party, and then the numbers of times that you offer the business to them, and then rockstar guests, interested guests, and your bookings. You keep track of this, and you take a picture of it every Monday, and you send it to me and your recruiter. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's still not happening. So
okay,
I'm
fine.
still overwhelmed. It's just not happening yet.
We're not looking for perfect. We are simply looking for progress, right, Bonnie? Yes. He's like, yes, definitely progress, right? Okay.
Yes,
So
that's right.
Does that help, Mary Lou?
Yes, I'm making a lot of mistakes, but they're sinking in. My friends are helping me with the learning Facebook, but I'm also teaching them.
Good.
So it's kind of a give and take, yeah.
That's a wonderful thing. When you say your friends, are these guests in the party or outside?
Guests in the party, yes.
Perfect. And that goes to what we were just talking about. So Bonnie Jean, we were talking about you, that it's super wise to call on your host and your guests and to tell them, hey, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I sure am having lots of fun. And anybody can do this even without being perfect at it, right? So,
I was telling Shelley that you have a couple of parties scheduled for when you go to Arizona, some in-person parties.
yes, just make it casual. I don't know how to use the quick cooker or the blender yet. Let's cook together and we'll learn it together. And that kind of decreases the stress, right? And lower the expectations. And that way when you exceed them, oh, that's great, right? Yeah, okay. From last week, Mary Lou, thank you. From last week, Bonnie, any particular topics that we covered last week that you implemented, or how did you do with your contacts? Or I know you said you weren't necessarily making as many as you did, which is no problem. So if you scroll for 30 a day and you made a grand total of 55 contacts, I think
No.
Well, I didn't really, I mean, I do have one person I contacted, but it was a while ago I had talked to them, so I didn't really invite a lot. I think part of it was because I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't want to invite a lot of people to do it and then feel like, oh no, a lot of people would accept, and then I would be swamped and not know what to do. So I need to just do it anyway and be brave and not worry about if I get lots of parties and just tell them, okay, I'm just learning, so just help me and bear with me and I will make things right. Anyway, I know I just need to do that. So
Good scared is one, and really we're giving you a comfortable environment to learn as you do it, learn on the job almost. And there are consultants who never launch. They never get going. They just are perpetually in training and they get stuck there. So yeah, you really need to just kind of like fight that bullet, have some faith, and know that we believe in you. We know you're going to do awesome, even if there's mistakes. And you know, when we're talking about cooking and kitchen, I mean, really, mistakes are not deadly. They're not lethal, right? You can make mistakes. So give yourself that grace and just have some fun with it. Just have fun with it. So I'm proud of you guys. Very proud of the steps you've been taking, the efforts you've been taking. I know that last week we covered a lot and we went kind of quick. So I would, if you haven't already, we recorded it. It's available. Go back, re-listen to it again. There's a lot of different bits and parts and pieces about these online parties, and you will hear things will connect in new ways. You will hear things that you didn't hear the first time through. As I listened to Stephen Joseph go over this whole program, I listened to his training 3 times, and I got things each time. So this qualifies there, and I never re-listen to training. I never ever do it, but it was very valuable. Okay, so as we get going today, obviously if you have background noise, it's fine. It's got little ones running all around, or if you need to pop in and out, no problem. But if you have background noise, hit your mute button. Today we're going to kind of focus on relationship building, and I'm going to show you from some of my parties and some of the things that I'm doing, some actual examples. So we're going to talk about relationship building with your host and with your customer that then result in more bookings and more recruits, really kind of organically. And so that's where we're gonna go. Does that sound like a good thing? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So
yes.
The assumption is that you've got some bookings and you've got some online parties going, and that you are following very, very closely. You're following what we call the Host Coaching Guide, HC Guide / Bible, and we are following the one that's from Becca Yon. And if you previously had Stephen, know that Becca pulled hers from Stephen. See, if Becca's is a little smoother, it doesn't have as many screenshots. So if you need a visual pictures of screens and everything, you can actually go and open up Stephen Joseph's guide, his Bible, and it's huge because there's a ton of screenshots in there and there's more details. So she smoothed it out, but they're very similar. So don't panic if you're looking at one or the other. We've just kind of gone to a little simpler version and not stuck up. So assuming that you booked a bunch of parties and they're starting, let's say we start our parties on what days? What day of the week?
Friday.
Fridays, okay. Which means you are starting with your host. You're starting working with your host in general the week before. So the whole, like say the one full week before on Friday before, or as soon as you book her, you will have already given her your Take My VIP host survey, okay? And number 2 is go look at a good party and a bad party and tell me why you think this one was good, tell me why you think this one was bad. And those 2 pieces hardwire in the steps that she wants to be doing for her party. Okay, you've got those pieces done. Now I'm going to share my screen and show you kind of the next ones that go from there. And here we have the online party guide. Okay, and this is the one that you should be using. This is the top of it. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yes? Okay. So these are those steps. One week before the party, hey, how you doing? Just want to confirm that we're good to go for the 15th, the 22nd, the 28th. When they reply, yep, say great, I'll send you some tips. Then the Friday before. So these steps, you want to have this open in front of you and you're simply copying and pasting from this document. And you just don't skip any, keep following it, it works. And as we go through, there's a couple little things that we've pulled again from Stephen's guide that we do as well. But even if you look, like about filling out the host survey, I've done little videos of how to use it and how to make one. And I've put those links into this document so that they're super accessible for you. Okay. And then when you go to make the group, and again, you're making your Facebook business page, and there's instructions in depth on how to do that. Then you're making your group from your Facebook business page. Here's an instructional video for you. And then here's the description. Okay. So the description is on a Facebook page. Do you know the difference between the description and a post? Because
Yes.
they're slightly bit different. All right. So the description is right here for you. Okay. And it does in fact have what to expect. Here's the schedule: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I do send that little snippet to my host, and you're communicating with your host through Facebook Messenger typically. Okay, you're communicating with your host one-on-one at this point. When Friday comes and the party starts, you take all of your hosts for that week and you put them into a single group. And one of the things I mentioned last week is that if you're consistent about the way that you name your parties in Facebook and you name those groups, you will actually find it easier to maneuver and find. You'll be able to find your parties easier. You'll be able to find your message groups easier. So my message groups for my hosts, they're called My Pampered Host, and then 11/8 for parties that start on November 8th. My Pampered Host 11/15. My Pampered Host 11/22. So that no matter what I'm doing, if I just type in that date and I'm looking for their message group, I can find it. Okay, so it's just a little extra tip for you. Okay, and then this is the way you get it started, and it's a message to the host. And as we go through and you look at all these things that you send the host, tell her to do, there's explanation in there. Because think about it. If you're telling her to take all these steps, like in this case, you're telling her to add 300 people to her party. Oh my God, that's a lot. 300 people, right? Well, right here, you're telling her why, exactly why. If you add 300 people, usually 75 to 100 will decide to join. That results in 12 to 13 orders. And here are the average rewards that a host typically gets based on how many people are going in the group. 0 to 15, usually there's none. Okay, so and on and on. So this again, all you have to do is copy and paste this and you send it to her. My screen just locked up here just a little bit, but no worries. So there's a task for Tuesday, a task for Wednesday, and actually I preface it before I send her that great big message. I will say to her, I'll say, here is your first instruction. It's long, but it's really important. And then I send this to her. Okay, I'm going to show you an example. I have a block party going that starts this coming Friday, and I have 2 hosts so far. Let me close all these. Okay, and this is Shelley's. So this is it. It's with Gracie, and these are my hosts. All these little things. You guys ever have all this stuff open? Okay, so this is a party that's starting. It happens to be a block party, and it's starting this Friday. Right now there's 15, and actually right this second that just changed. It was at 14 just a second ago, and it just changed to 15. So this is what you're paying attention to, this number right here. What is one of the most important things for staying out of Facebook jail? This is a quiz. Who can tell me? It has to do with right here. Do you see this?
Change the posts.
Say that again.
Oh, I was going to say just change some of the posts, some of the wording and stuff, but that's probably the wrong one for right now.
That's all right, but yes, you're absolutely right. So you're thinking, no worries. See how it says interacting as yourself? Most questions I get from new consultants can be answered right here. So if you can get super knowledgeable about the concept I'm about to describe to you, it's gonna smooth things out and make it so much less frustrating. I'm gonna click this. It says interacting as yourself. It's talking about interacting as me personally, Shelley Weeks. But remember, we made this group I made this group for my online party from my business page, which is called Cooking Classes with Shelley. It says Group 5, Cooking Classes with Shelley, right there. Well, you can, as I click that, choose how you interact. Right now, I'm interacting as me, my personal profile. That will get you thrown into Facebook jail. When I interact on this page, I want to switch it to interacting as Cooking Classes with Shelley, which is my business page. So now see how it says interacting? And you can see that on your cell phone screen as well. There's a little bubble, bottom right-hand corner, interacting as Shelley, interacting as your page. And you can toggle back and forth. And there are different functions that you can accomplish depending on who you're interacting with. I had Tracy is doing one of her first parties this week. I had her on the phone yesterday, and she was going to add me to her party. Her party looks just like this, starting on Friday. And she said, I can't add you. It won't let me. Well, the reason was she was interacting as her business, and I'm not connected to her business. So when she sat here, and Eve, I'm going to just try to type in your name. As an example, I can't add Eve because Eve is not connected with my business. So you're going to get stuck right there and say, what the heck? I can't add my host to my page. I can't add the person she booked from. Switch it to you personally. Give it a second. And now try to add somebody who you're friends with. And when I type in Eve, Eve Crow's name comes up and I can add her. Okay? So toggling back and forth is going to give you different functions. I will give you a pro tip right now. Okay? The reason that you can do certain things as your business versus not as your personal page and vice versa. You set up the group as your business, which made your business admin. Okay? But you and your business, it's almost like you're two people. Gosh, wouldn't that be great? We'd get so much done, right? If we were two people, guys. But
Yeah.
you know, right? Okay. But if you go under members and you look, you're going to find you personally here as a member and you as your business as a member. Right now, if you look at any of your parties, you personally are down here under all members, or you're still you're down here under all members. If you click and make your personal self also admin, and then you switch back. So you click, right now I'm admin, but it would say make admin. So you say make admin, then you switch as interacting as yourself, and you will get an invitation to be an admin to this party, and you accept that. Now your business and you personally are both admin. Now you both are going to have functions that you can work with much easier in your party. So put that on your little checklist of things as you set up your party. Make yourself admin and accept it. Okay. All right. One of the other little check things, little like back office kind of things, change your notifications. Oh my gosh, I haven't done that. The default is highlight. You want to change notifications for yourself to all posts. And now it's on all posts. And you want to send your host a message to do that as well. I'll open up a message to my, open up a message to my host from earlier today. And I don't think I sent it to her. Maybe I did. So, you guys think you have a lot of messages, group messages and stuff? I've got a lot. I've got feet. Okay, so here's Gracie as one of my 2 hosts. So you say, hey, please change your notifications to all posts so you don't miss a thing. And you tell her, please post this picture in your group and tell your buddies to do the same. If I post in this group telling them to change their notifications, they're not going to see it because their notifications aren't set to all posts. But if their friend Gracie does, and she tells them, they will see that message, and they're more likely to change it.
How can we get that picture thing? Is it in the Pampered Chef thing, in the imagery?
A lot of these pictures came from, I don't know where a lot of these pictures came from, but anytime you're looking for a picture, I've probably got it and I can send it to you. And then when you save it, give it a name that you will actually be able to find again. So this one is called Notifications. And actually I've got 2 of them and I'll send them both to you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure. Your wish, my demand. Okay. So this is another thing that, so again, we're talking about, so Tuesday, you've sent your message, your first instructions to your host. You've added her to the party. You make her a moderator, not an admin. So this is Gracie, and if you look at, there's Gracie, and she's a moderator. Okay, I could make her admin, but I want to, I've got her as a moderator. I have a second host here. Her name is Teresa Williams, and I'm going to make her, oops, she's a moderator as well. Okay. I've already done that. Good. And you, one of the ways to teach yourself these processes, yes, you have the guide, but if you are a check it off the list kind of person, take every single minute step that you're supposed to do and make yourself a list and then turn that into a chart so you have a checklist. Did I make the host moderator? Yes. Did I change my notifications? Yes. Did I tell my host to change the notifications? Yes. I put the date that I did all those things. And that way, as you go forward and numbers of hosts increase, you've got a checklist. And the process of creating yourself, I can hand you my checklist, but the process of making your own checklist actually helps you think this all through and learn it. And that's it. If you learn that way, it's very, very helpful. If you want my checklist, let me know. I got it. Okay. Good so far? Okay. Another thing is soon as, and you want to keep your eye on this right here. This is numbers of members, and then this is number invited. So right now we have 15 members, but we have 257 people invited. So 257 people who have not yet clicked join. And that will happen over these first 3 days prior to the Friday start. And I'm going to show you some techniques for overriding Facebook algorithms that are completely designed to prevent these people from seeing the content and interacting with the page. There's some really effective things that you can do that will get this number to increase. But as day by day, as you proceed, even a couple times a day, you want to keep your eyes on the number of members. And your target is to have the number invited keep increasing and the number of members increasing. And if you're a numbers person, your target is typically between 10 to 20% of those invited to become members. Right now, 15 out of 257. Right now, we're at about 5%. Get out your calculator and test me. So glad you joined us. You want to hit the mute button. In fact, I will mute you. And unmute when you want to pop in and ask a question. Also, there's a chat feature on this Zoom. So if you want to write a question in the moment, you can write it there, and we will kind of keep track of that and look at questions. Okay. If Eve, as a pro, if you see a question that I didn't see, nudge me so we can get that answered. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the process over the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday prior to the party starting is all about relationship building and helping your host get familiar with these steps and getting her on board. And if you, and I'm going to close that right now. I'm going to show you just a quick little screenshot that I took. So when we were at 7 members with 10 invited, again, almost 100%, right? For Grace's party, I took a little screenshot and circled that, and I sent it to Grace, showing and said, you know, hey, great, good start, super start. And I sent her that. I could do another one of those, and I used the little, what's it called, snipping tool. Does anybody use snipping tool?
Yeah, when I'm on my Windows machine, I do.
If you're on your Windows machine or on your phone, you can simply take a screenshot and you can mark it up and save it as a picture and then send it to them. So I do it from my phone and from my computer. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to send this to Gracie, and Gracie gets to. Okay, you want to stay in close contact with her, and you want to acknowledge good steps and keep encouraging. So some of this isn't in the guide, but I'm giving you some extra credit, okay? Okay, and I can copy and paste. I can paste and send to that picture that I did with the snipping tool. So snipping tool is down here. It's on a Windows system. If you type in snipping tool, it's an app, and you can pin it to the menu down at the bottom, and it's very, very helpful. Okay. All right. Good so far. Is this helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you've got basically this is all listed under your Tuesday tasks. Then you get to your Wednesday tasks. You make the host admin of the party. Check it off your list. Send a message that says, hey, I've got a challenge for you. Get more members going in the party. It explains why we've asked her to do this. Facebook and its rules are constantly changing. Sometimes people don't see or get notifications, and this can hurt the success of your party. I'm going to send you a message that you can forward to your friends. And it says it's super easy once you send it to one person, then just click on their names and send it to, really try this, test this out, because it actually does work really well. And it says, here's the message. Hey, I'd love if you join my Pampered Chef party. You're asking her to send this to 150 people, and they'll get it as a private message. And this is what your host is doing. You send this to her, this message. It says, hey, I'd love if you join my Pampered Chef party. I'm excited to see all the fall products. There'll be games, prizes, free recipes. Just click to join below, and you add the link to the Facebook group. And it looks like that. Where do you find that link? Real quick, here's the party. Click right there on the title of the party, and up here, that is the link. That's the URL for your party, the Facebook party. There's 2 links we're talking about. That's the one for the space for them to get to this actual group. And then this right here, the pamperedchef.com/party/Gracie Stafford, that's the ordering link. 2 different links. Your host will in fact get confused. In fact, if your host is not doing the steps at this point, you message them and you say, hey, do you need help? Are you stuck? Keep at it until they tell you why they're not doing their steps. It's going to be, oh my gosh, I'm super busy, I'll do it tonight. Or, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, I'm confused. In which case, you may need to actually pick up the phone and walk them through it. You'll have people with all different levels of expertise. And that's why when we talked last week, we talked about booking 4 parties a week. Because sometimes you may have a host for 2 each week who just cannot figure it out. And you have to let it go. And but luckily you've got other parties booked. Okay? Keep at it. Ask ask us if you've got a host that's stuck and you need help. But once you have those rock stars, you'll know because they're just doing those steps right away. Okay? So this is a very simple Wednesday steps, right? Third day, this is the last day before the pre-party, okay? And then you send another message to the host. I'm so excited. Please post this message on your wall. Pretty self-explanatory. You also send them a recruiting seed on Thursday, and it says, hey, one more thing. You might not have booked a party thinking about this, but if you spend, this was last month, $39. I'm going to change it to $99. If you spend $99 or pick one of these tips before your show starts, I'll let you make the money on the show instead of me, and you'll get the host award. On average, you'll make $100+ on a party like this. You're giving her an opportunity to be the host of this party. How phenomenal would that be? Be the consultant and the host of this party. Turn it into a launch party. The first time I sent this message, both of my hosts that week said nope. One didn't answer, and the other said nope. 24 hours later, that gal who said no came back and said, I'm already regretting not telling you that I would do that. And she now is a consultant. And the other gal who didn't even respond is also now a consultant, just went to my website and ordered her kit that night. So this actually does work. And if you look again on your tracker, the 4-in-1 tracker, for every party, there's placed to 5 boxes to mark off that you shared the chance to do Pampered Chef with your host 5 separate times. So when you send this recruiting seed, check it off. Okay. All right. So really, we're going through this and following all of these steps. You're going to send reminders from your cell phone. Does everybody know how to do that on your cell phone? Okay.
Do.
You can do it.
I don't very well.
What's that?
I just said I don't really know how to do that very well.
Okay, no worries. You can do it from a computer, but it's super simple from your cell phone. You actually go into Facebook, go to that party, click on members, and I have a little, I haven't put the link in here, but I have a little video that I've made that shows you exactly how to do it. But I've done it on my phone and recorded it and made that video available. But you go in, you click on members, and you click on invited. These are people who have been invited, who haven't yet responded. And you click their name, touch their name, and a little menu comes up that says reminder, and you touch reminder, and it says, okay, send reminder, and you run through every person. You do it while you're sitting in front of your favorite sitcom. It's mindless. You just, or you delegate this step to a child. You guys all have children? You give them money anyway each week or a month. Tell them, hey, I'll give you $2 if you sit here and do reminders to all 200 of these people. And your number attending will pop up. So that's the reminder step. Try it. You'll see amazing, amazing results. Okay, so as we're kind of like talking at this point about relationship building with your host and the steps for your host. And by this point, your host is vested. She's on board. If she hasn't invited 300 people, or if her numbers are lower, you're encouraging her, you're you know, go look at the number of friends she has on Facebook and say, you've invited 400, you know, you've invited 50 people, but you have 400 friends. Go invite them. They can choose whether to participate or not. But, and if you need to, say, remember that good party and that bad party, right? The good party had 80 people going. The bad party had 2 people going. Which host did you want to be? Invite your friends. So you may need to be doing some steps like this to encourage folks to continue to invite and over-invite. In general, targeting 300 invitees in order to get up into the 70s and 80s numbers of people going. And if once you pass 30 people going, 30 to 40, all of a sudden your party will take off. Okay. Now at this point, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that party has not started yet. I do post this little, and I did this today on my party that's going on. It says, hello everybody, we're getting started in Gracie's party on Friday. But in the meantime, let's see who's here. And there's a little cute little picture. It says, what's your profession, where do you live, what's your experience with Pampered Chef, favorite product. And right now we've got 1 comment there. Maybe I'll nudge the host and say, hey, tag some of your friends on this. Okay. They usually get lots and lots of comments on that. Okay, here's, again, I'm giving you some of the steps that you'll want to do, and this is the one I'm going to show you right now, is in fact in the guide. Here's Friday, and okay, it's right here. So we're under Friday, and right on that day, write a welcome post to all guests. From a desktop computer, underneath the members on the right side, click on Write Post to welcome new members. And here's the message that you do. And I'm going to do it and show you. And I'm going to copy that message. And I'm going to go back to my party and show you. When you have a group, right now there's 15 members, and it says right here, you've got 14 new members this week, write a post to welcome them. When you click that button right there, it creates, and I want to do this, I want to interact as my business, not as me personally. When you click that button, it will open up a brand new post that tags all of those new people who are in the party. I just clicked it, and it just says, let's welcome our new members, and those are those 14 people. And at the bottom of that, you say, let's put that, let's welcome our new friends to the party. And it says, make sure to follow the pinned post, okay, and turn your notifications on. And I add a cute little, okay. And I add a cute little welcome picture. You can collect welcome pictures from the internet. I've got welcome pictures on my computer called Welcome 1, Welcome 2, Welcome 3, Welcome 4, because you want to keep doing this. Every time you have more people join and you click that button that says Write Post, it will open up this message and only tag the new folks. And by tagging them in this post early on, it helps so that when you tag them and interact with them later, Facebook is not going to get mad at you and block you because you welcomed them the proper way at the beginning of the party. And this is how you do that. So you may do this 3 or 4 or 5 times throughout the course of the party. And a little pro tip for you, before I post it, I copy this whole list of people and I go over to Gracie's, my place that I'm keeping my details for Gracie. This is my host, Gracie, and I have a place in there where I'm going to build a list of everybody who's going to her party just by copying and pasting like I just did. That is that list right there. And I know we've got 15 going at this point. As the party proceeds and you notice that people are posting about their wish list items, or they're asking you questions about the business, or they're winning games, anything that they mention, you're going to add a note here, the date, and a comment about that person. And this is going to help you as the party wraps up to know who are your rock stars who are going to book parties, who has questions that you should follow up about doing the business, who hasn't ordered and still needs to order. Because this list, this details right here is going to fill in over the course of the party. Would you like to see one from a party I've closed up? I'll give you an example of what it'll look like. This is how I look like I'm a complete and total rock star for all of these parties, because I'm keeping track, and this is how I do it. So here's a party that just ended. Margie's just ended an online party, and it ended at $900. And I'm going to scroll down and show you there's her wish list and all this kind of stuff, the people who placed orders. And then here's that same place. Here's people who placed orders. Okay, all of these people, all of these people placed orders. And these are all of my notes about them. So Michelle Olson, on November 2nd, she was the blender game winner. On November 3rd, she ordered little bitty tiny order. That should set off red flags. That's a person who's likely going to want to book a party. And then I sent her her prize for being the blender game. This is Pat. She was the Friday winner. She commented a ton. She finalized her order. This was Kathleen. Here's a $139 order. Here's a $100 order. So these people were listed down here under participants, and when they ordered, I just moved them up to the list that said order. But can you see, this is all of her people who interacted, who were attending, and all of my notes about their interaction. She started with 30 attending on October 31st, and she finished by the end of the party at 53. And it was a $900 party. Okay, these are people we asked about booking. They may have said yes, no, or had questions. This was a wine lover. This was the grand prize winner. This gal said maybe to a party later. Okay, that's how I keep track of it. Does that make sense? All right. And it originates from this button that said write post. And as more people add here, you keep tagging them in that a new welcome message. And it makes it so that as you do the games and you tag them, and as you interact with them later, Facebook already knows you've interacted with them and they've been tagged, and they will also start to participate more in your party because you tagged them. So the welcome post is one place you tag people. Games are the other ways that you tag folks. And again, folks never mind, they don't mind at all being tagged in a post where they can win something. So one of the other ways that you rev up interaction and participation and the fun factor of this party is by posting a daily game. And you always do the daily games from your cell phone because, again, it is a very easy place to be able to tag all of the people who are attending. If you haven't seen some of the games, you can find your own if you want. If you want to use some of the ones that I've got a whole bunch of new Thanksgiving games. And you just do a daily game. And some of them are, Family Feud games. Some of them are guessing games. And when you post it and you do it from Facebook on your phone, you can touch the button that says tag friends, and you actually go through and tag everybody on a game. And I'll show you one of those, what that looks like.
Can I ask you a quick technical question?
Sure.
When you're doing that on your cell phone, are you interacting as yourself or as your business?
Very good question. So when you go to do it, if you are interacting as your business, the tag friends button doesn't show up. You have to switch to interacting as personal. So
okay, thank you.
Good question, and you would have discovered that's one of those times where folks get a hold of me and go, I cannot tag folks on the games, and I say switch to interacting as. So you can toggle back and forth between those two on an easy peasy, and that particular post has to be done personally because that's how you can tag people.
Got it.
Okay. All right, so here is a party that's closed, and in the search function, use the search function. This is super helpful. I'm just going to type in the word game and hit enter and give you an example. This happened to be around Halloween. So here's a game that I posted. It's a Family Feud style game. But look at this. Shelley Low Weeks, not cooking classes with Shelley, but me personally is with, and it'll say Ellen happened to be helping me with this. She was in this party because I was in Facebook jail on and off throughout this party. But look at 69 others. I tagged 69 plus Ellen, 70 people in this game. And it says, I always preface the games. I say game time, because that way when I want to search for all the games and look at them all at once, all I have to do is search for the word game. So consistency in your terminology will help you. And it says the first person to guess number one answer will get 5 tickets, blah, 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 only one guess per person. Look at there's 13 comments on that. They went nuts. And I actually wasn't even able to give the answer to this game because I was in jail. They didn't seem to mind. Nobody even yelled about it, right? Okay, so that was a game. So I'm going to give you one of your best steps. You've worked with your host. Now your people are starting to fill in the party and the numbers are increasing. And you do the welcome post, you do daily games. But this particular type of game has a very specific purpose. So now we're relationship building with your guests. So what you do on Friday or Saturday, sometime during the pre-party, you post a guessing game. A guessing game, in this case, it's a blender with candies in it, and they're guessing. How many candies in the blender? How many gourds in the rock crop? How many fishy crackers in the batter dispenser? There's a bunch of guessing games out there. If you need some, look at my little game thing. It's got tons of goodies in there. But your instructions to them, again, I say game time, and then I say send me your guess. Your goal here is to get them to message you. Okay? If you message somebody who's a guest in this party, they don't know you from Adam, and Facebook knows that they don't know you and you don't know them. So if you just haphazardly start messaging a bunch of strangers, Facebook's not going to love that. So the purpose of this is to get them to message you. You're not going to do this every day. You're just going to do a guessing game once at the beginning of the party. Send me your guess. And they will. They will also post their guess here under the game, and you're going to answer them and say, message me your guess, with a little happy face, and they're going to keep doing it. You're going to say, message me your guess, message me your guess. Okay, so you're going to answer. You're going to direct message you, and the purpose here is that these previous strangers are now going to be sending you messages with numbers, just random numbers, and it's going to start a conversation. And there is a very specific process to this, and it's in this note right here, and I have shared this with you guys, and I will share it with you again. But this note, and it's called Customer Host Booking and Recruiting Conversations, and this is where you start to develop those relationships. In the first couple days, the first pre-party days, is Friday and Saturday, you are not selling, you are not booking, you're not posting saying book a party with me, you're not saying anything about the kit incentive, you're not saying anything about come and be a Pampered Chef. It's all just relationship building. And this is part of that. You post a guessing game, say send me your answer. When they send you their answer, you have this message, right? I've split my screen and I put this on one side and my Facebook Messenger on the other. And as people send me those messages, Eve, I'm going to message you and we're just going to practice on you. So say Eve messages me and says 58, okay? She's guessing the number of candies. You do need to know the answer. You copy this. It says, thanks for playing. The correct answer was XXX. I'm going to type it there. 66 happens. There's 66 candies in that blender. I've done this game a couple times. I know that one by heart. The correct answer was 66. Now, look at what it says. I'm excited you're joining the party. How do you know our lovely host? Are you a Pampered Pro or are you new to it? What happens when you send them this message? They tell you their whole freaking life story. It's remarkable. You send that to them. Then you go and look and see the next person now has sent you a guest. And maybe it was Mary Lou. I'm just pretending here for our purposes, right? You copy and paste this, and you paste it in here, and the same message. Thanks for playing. The correct answer was 66. I'm excited you're joining the party. How do you know our host? Are you new to Pampered Chef, or are you a pro? You just copy and paste, and you log in once in the morning, once at night. You're not on here all day long doing this. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. And you answer all the people who have messaged you about that guessing game, and you send them that message. Then they will start to respond, and they'll say, oh, I know, especially if you had a block party and there's 4 or 6 hosts in there, you don't even know which host invited this person at this point. But the way the message says, it says, how do you know our lovely host? They're going to tell you who that host is, so now you know. They're going to say, oh, she's my sister-in-law, and we cook together a ton, and oh, yeah, I love Pampered Chef, and blah, blah, blah. They're going to tell you all kinds of things. When they do, after they respond, you say, oh, so cool, nice to meet you. What are some of your favorite products? Or if they've said that they're new to Pampered Chef, or what does cooking look like for you, and what keeps you busy in your area? You just copy and paste this and adjust it. What are some of your favorite products, or what keeps you busy in your area? So you're now got 5 or 6 or 10 different conversations going with people, and that's where you stop. You're like, how do you know our host? Are you a Pampered Pro or not? What are your favorite products? What keeps you busy? They will tell you their whole life story. And you finish up, again, we're in pre-party days, Friday and Saturday. You're not selling or anything. All you do is say, hey, I'm just super excited about hearing how you like the party. And you stop it now, but you've got that conversation thread sitting there for later in the week. And later in the week now, the guide is going to give you some instructions about reaching out to rock star guests or people who had a wish list, and it's going to give you instructions on how to turn those into bookings. And when you come back to these messages, to these people, and open up the Facebook message, there either will or will not be an already established conversation with them. And it's going to be at that point, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the party, that you will come back and say, hey, you were a rock star guest. I always ask my rock star guests to, I'm going to skip ahead and show you. Rock star, here it is right here. This is the instructions. This is Tuesday, so we've skipped ahead in time. Here's all your instructions. Here's the message to send to your rock star guests. Here's a message to send to people who told you what their wish list is. And this is where you book those parties. And for people you already established a conversation with, you send them the appropriate message. But if what you're doing, and the instructions are right here, it says time to get bookings. Here's what to do. Go to members in the party, click on each person's name one at a time. You're looking for people that commented 2 or more times. For each person who commented 2 or more times, click on message to see if you've already connected and chatted with them in Facebook Messenger. If so, if you've already connected with them, you'll send them either a rock star message or a wish list message from below. But if you have not already contacted with them, you are building a list. You just put their name on a list, and the next day, the steps, the instructions to your host is time to go get bookings. You're going to ask the host to reach out to her friends and encourage them to book a party, and you're going to feed her those names on the list. Here's some suggestions of people who were super involved that may book a party, and you send the host off to to book them for you. Okay? That step is, so we have this was Tuesday where you build the list, and then back down on Wednesday, booking challenge with the host right there. Hey, I've got a booking challenge for you. My goal is to have you have 3 friends book a party, and I need your help when you meet the challenge, blah, 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 blah. I'll send you a message that you can pick 10 people to send to, and if you'd like, I can even give you suggestions on who to send them to. So, give you an example. I have my tracking chart for my parties each week. Here's Margie from last week, and I was interacting. The people who were interacting with me in Messenger, their names are right here, and I've been talking with them. But those folks who did not message me and we didn't have interaction, I just made a list of names. And there are about, 10 of them on here. So this is the list of names that I told Margie. These people are likely to book. Go ask them about booking a party. And they will. And they did. Okay. I hit you with a bunch of stuff. You have questions about that last piece. I was trying to just make sure to build the whole picture of how you do those interactions with folks from the beginning of the party with your guessing game questions, okay? And how you close that loop towards the end of the party. Anybody have questions about what I showed you?
I just want to thank you. This was mind-opening.
Oh, good.
Because, reading it and then seeing you do it are 2 different things. And then it's kind of confusing.
Yep.
Do I interact as myself or as, and I think you clarified that a lot more for me. So I appreciate that. I think I'm going to do better now.
Very good. I taught this particular topic days after learning it myself last month in the Zero to Hero, and we were so freaking excited that I've got it recorded, and it's kind of funny to watch because I was getting that kind of reaction out of everybody who was on the call. They were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!" But I'm really glad it connected for you, Mary Lou. I'm going to share my screen one more time and show you, just because we're right there on this particular topic, and I want to just show you one thing that could happen, that will happen. So you're looking at my Facebook, and I'm going to go under messages up here. And messages from people who know me show up right here. But see that little, right up here, it says recent 99, and then that little tiny thing right there says message request. If somebody messages you with the answer to the guessing game and you're not friends with them, that right there is where it will show up. There will be a little number. It'll say message request, and it'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, however many messages there are. When you click on that, okay, I've cleared them all out, because once you communicate with them, they move back to your recent messages.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So you go back and forth here. Okay. So if I got somebody who answered, it'll say, you want to look at that. It'll say message request, and there'll be a number in parentheses. Now, there's one other place that your messages might disappear to, and I've got to show you that one too. Because remember, you're interacting
as both.
As your business.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow me for a second. Mary Lou knows where I'm going with this. I'm going to go to Cooking Classes with Shelley. I'm going to go to my business page. Some of your messages could show up right here, because if they're responding to you as your business, those messages aren't going to show up right here. This is where personal messages show up. This is my business page, and if I click on the inbox up here, there's 23 of them. Click on inbox up here. Give it a second. Give it more than a second. There happens to be 2 messages, because you could have some of those messages show up right here. And if they end up booking a party with you, I've actually been telling them, I'm going to message you from over here, right there. Because this is new to me, but there's 2 different message boxes, basically. One for your business, one for you personal. And I've been bad and I've ignored this area, and all of a sudden from weeks ago you've got somebody who was trying to book a party. Okay, does that make sense? So right now I've got Teresa Williams actually was one of those people. So this is how that started. It was a guessing game about paycheck, and she messaged my business, and then she won a prize, and I told her to send me her address, which she did. Here's the guess for pumpkins. How many pumpkin candies? And goes, thanks, Teresa. The correct answer was, this is a different game, 164. I'm excited you joined the party. She's my aunt, and then so I was just basically following that same format with the conversation. I asked, we were talking about band, and then I asked her, where did I ask her? I don't even see it. I love her friend. Anyway, she booked a party, but the rest of the conversation is over here personally. So I could go over there and find Teresa, but it's almost like you're two people. There's messages in both places, so don't ignore them. And as the more you use it and access it, the better, the easier it will be. Okay. Is that helpful or confusing?
Yes.
Okay, helpful. All right. Cool beans. So that's Mary Lou. We've still got Bonnie Jean. We've got Miss Irene. So if you guys want to unmute yourselves, and if you have any questions about what we covered, or any oh my gosh wows about how we covered it, I will just kind of let you know that class number 3, we are going to dive into this and take it to the very next step, which is how you use the same system to recruit people. And it's super gentle and easy, and you will love it. And that will be next. Do you have a question?
No, I was just, can you hear me? I didn't even know if you could hear me.
We can.
Okay. No, I came in late, but I was just listening, and you did show me some things that I didn't know, so that was kind of cool, like just a couple of the things, like, oh, I didn't know you could do that, and I can't think of what it is right this second, of course, sorry, and I don't have my picture on because I'm nursing the baby, so.
Oh.
And now I'm talking, he doesn't want nothing to do with it.
So Irene, this is Bonnie. This is Irene. You guys both have little ones. And then you have to connect with Deidre.
Hello.
Deidre as well is a new mom of a newborn and has a toddler running around at home too. So partners, help each other, support each other, and you guys friend each other when we're done. Okay. All right. So I'm so glad. So Irene, if you haven't, I want you to go back and watch the Zero to Hero class 1 from last week.
I still have to go back and watch that.
Right. And there, it's loaded. I mean, really, it was packed. I went super fast because look at this. We're at an hour, and I could share more with you guys, but I want to respect your time. So it's recorded. This one will be recorded, so you can watch it from the beginning after you do that other one, okay? And then give us feedback. Give us feedback.
Okay.
But hardwires this for all of you guys, and especially we've got other Zero to Hero folks from this month who are on another training call. They're going to be watching this later. What will hardwire it and help everybody is for us to chat and discuss in that message thread about, like, oh gosh, this was super helpful, and they'll go, what? How does that work? And you guys talk about it. Okay, good. All right.
Yes.
Bonnie Jean, your turn. Was this helpful?
Yes, it was. Yeah, just seeing you do everything does help. I know I'm going to still have questions when I actually am doing it some more, but I know it really helps a whole lot with the doing the pre-party stuff, and I forgot to do that with this party, and I think that's part of why it's having a little more trouble because I didn't do all that stuff, and it makes a big difference.
These are practice, and you can even go back to that post. Feel free to go back to that post and say, you know what, I have learned so much more. How about if we do a redo? Let's do a redo. Mm-hmm. Let's start you for this Friday, and let me practice my steps that I've just really learned. You know, she's really likely. She's like, sure, fine, that sounds great. You want her to be successful. She wants to help you. Always lean on your host. Yeah, ask them for feedback. How is this? Is this working? Is this helpful for you? You know, two-way street, not just a one-way communication, right? So feel free to do that. Okay. Great. Now, my best, and you guys, I think Irene and Bonnie Jean missed it in the very beginning. My recommendation for you is for you to hold your own online Thanksgiving themed party starting this Friday. You're going to do it, you're going to run it from your VIP group, which is a group that you have set up on Facebook. Okay, you have a business page and you have a VIP group. And if you want to be in mine so that you can see how I announced it and how I'm promoting it, you basically are just treating yourself, you're having yourself do all these steps. And you're going to use our Post My Party template, which has 2 free party days, Thursday, Friday. It has new products on Sunday. It has 2 days for Thanksgiving, and it's awesome. And then a wrap-up day on Wednesday, last day of favorites on Wednesday, and a wrap-up day on Thursday. Do the exact same thing. And all those people that you're reaching out to, again, you're making 30 contacts a day. And if your calendar's not full, you're still making 30 contacts a day, and you're going back and recontacting these folks that you first contacted, because that second and third time that you reach out to them, hey, did you see my message about an opening for an online site? You're going to start to get people. And like Eve said, you may get folks who say, no, I don't want to host. So what do? No problem. Would you like to attend? I'm holding a Thanksgiving Day themed online party. It starts this Friday. You'll get tons of ideas to help you with Thanksgiving. Sure, I'd love to attend. So you add them to that group. Then you ask them, do you have friends who would like to attend? And they'll start going like, oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Invite your friends. Then you ask them, would you like me to make you your own ordering link for your friends to order so that you get the rewards? And they'll say, sure. Because when they told you no about doing a party, they had no idea that this is how that works. And before you know it, if you follow that little process, they are now a host in your VIP group for a party that starts Friday. You go back to that guide and you feed them those instructions about over-inviting and inviting more. And now you've got you as a host, Sally as a host, Jane as a host, Fred as a host, and you may have 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 different hosts in your group who are all over these next several days adding people who will live now in your VIP group and be your VIP customers going forward. Okay? And in the description that you pin up to the top, you write the same in description, but it says this is a Thanksgiving themed block party. Or find your friend's online catalog here. Here's Sally's link. Here's Jane's link. Here's Terry's link. Here's Fred's link. Want to see what it looks like? That's a block party concept, okay? That's a block party. It's super fun. Okay, let me see. Well, here's one right here. So this isn't actually my VIP page, but it still looks the same. So this happens to be 2 hosts, Gracie and Teresa. And if you go to the description right here, it's a Pampered Chef block party. When shopping or making a wish list, use your friend's link. Here's Gracie's link. Here's Teresa's link. Just keep adding them. And when you update and if you get another person says, sure, make me a link, go and edit this, add their name and their link. Go into Consultant's Corner and set them up as a host. Before you know it, you're going to have 10 or 12 parties. And those people are going to be ecstatic because as soon as their orders hit $200, they get a 60% off choice, anything in the catalog, and a half price choice. And if they keep on going, they get more rewards. Does that make sense? And you're doing it from your VIP page. Okay, this happens to be mine. My VIP page is called Shelley's VIP Last Chance First Glance News from Pampered Chef. That's just kind of how I market it. If you want to be one of my VIPs and hear what's new or hear what's going away, this is where you want to come. And I've got 2 more people that have been spreading the word, and their friends have been spreading the word. So approve and approve. Wonderful. And now I'm going to go back to those folks and say, do you want to invite your friends? Okay. So the numbers on this group was 115 just a couple days ago. Now it's 124. But this is where I'm going to set it up with Post My Party, and I'm going to run it starting this Friday. Does that make sense? If you want me to add you to my VIP page so that you can see it, I'll be happy to add you if that would be too confusing. I get it, no problem. Okay, was this helpful? All right, I'm so excited for all of you guys. This is a huge month. This is November, and the Post rewards are outstanding. And you are going to use the Thanksgiving theme to get yourself to practice what we've been going over, and to have your own party and to add a whole bunch more, and you'll get bookings from those. We will pick this up again next Tuesday with our class call number 3. And in the meantime, I'm super jazzed you're all here. This is going to launch you into December with a full calendar, which is going to launch you into January with a full calendar. And the last thing I'm going to remind you of is tomorrow is our team meeting day. It's online, it's virtual. And we do posts in our team page throughout the morning, and then at 6 o'clock Pacific time, we jump right on here on Zoom to do a recap of the information that we learned, and to do a bunch of prize drawings. And I have a very full cash recruiting pot. We do a grand prize drawing. We do an on-time drawing. So you are likely to win all kinds of prizes. We want to just say. So I'm going to turn off the recording. Thank you guys so much for being here.